lads, Simon. This is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Monday, and that means today was a Monday Night Raw. And I'm not centered on this camera. Give me 1 second. Let's move it that way just a little bit. There we go. Today was Monday Night Raw. Raw aired early, so I had to watch that thing while I was at work. Luckily, I had a friend who was able to take notes for me, so they're not my notes, but they're pretty good notes. Better notes than I normally take. So with all of that, also, Elite, why do you always say my name twice? Timmy Buddy. Like, no, my name's literally Timmy Buddy. Like, look at my birth certificate. It literally says Timmy Buddy. Like, not Timmy. Am I dumb? No. Anyways, I thought first tonight's Monday night, or today's Monday Night Raw does go. I thought it was a pretty good show. I was very entertained, except for they made Gunther look like a geek. Sorry, I got a really bad cough right now, but I'm going to say it. I think they made Gunther look like a geek, making him tap for nothing. It wasn't even like, oh, a tap out victory for AJ and they're going to play into it. It was he tapped, but the ref didn't see it, so it meant nothing. What the shit kind of shit ass finish was that? And then he just low blows AJ and wins. What? Stupid. Dumb. So yeah, that was my one big takeaway, was that false finish Gunther tap AJ bitchin' tap thing was dumb. Other than that, I liked a lot of the show. Stephanie Verkeer came out there and said, boot and all, I'm still gonna fight you. And then Raquel broke the belt. So yeah, a lot to talk about regarding today's Monday Night Raw from Dusseldorf, Germany. But with all of that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I greatly appreciate it if you did right here for Wrestling Unlimited. Also, I want to address a chat right here from Sergio in the YouTube chat. When you going to stop watching WWE? Never, brother. Never. I don't know what kind of question is that. You're coming to a channel where all of our content is about watching wrestling, watching WWE, watching AEW, watching New Japan, watching TNA, and you're going to ask when I'm going to stop? I love this shit. Yes. Did I get burnt out after 10 years of covering it? Maybe a little bit. Because even before I got the new job, I was slowing down my coverage a little bit and the amount of videos I was putting out, because I did get a little burnt out. But it's not that I didn't like wrestling anymore. It was just the grind of the job and the YouTube stuff and everything that went into that, and having to keep up with the news cycle and all that at all odds and hours of the day and night. But regardless of all that, no, I love pro wrestling. I love pro wrestling, and I'll never stop watching it, whether it's WWE, AEW, or so forth. So, yeah. I don't know what kind of question that is. But with that, if you are watching live on YouTube, just like Sergio is, hit that subscribe button. That way you know when we go live, when we post new videos, and when we post to the community tab. Also, remember, you can help us out by hitting the join button and becoming a channel member. As a channel member, you get a badge next to your name, emotes and emojis that you can use in the live chat, and so much more. Also, remember, if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. Finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. They got South Park in Fortnite now, so maybe you want to go in there and grab some of that. Towley is a sidekick. That's pretty cool. Go over there, buy that, and go to the store and go to the bottom and type in PW Unlimited, whether that's on your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Switch, anything you can support. With all of that, I am trying to find the updated Chili Bowl results because Chili Bowl National started this week. They're like 30 minutes from my house. 30 minutes from the house. I need to see how Kyle Larson did. Kyle Larson finished fourth. He was starting third. Well, let's line up. How did it finish, though? We not raced yet? It's 8. They should have been racing already. Oh, there we go. Kyle Larson won his qualifier. That's right. The king of dirt. Ain't no better. Ain't no better. Ain't no better than Kyle Larson. 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. Kyle Larson out here winning on dirt. Granted, it was a 10-lapper. He started third, but that's how we do it. That's how we do it, boys. Defending Cup Series champion out here. Actually, no, he's not the defending Chili Bowl champion. He's a multi-time Chili Bowl winner. But Bell won it last year. Christopher Bell. Yeah. So that's good to see. Larson finished number 1. And you know what they say. If you ain't first, you're last. But with that, we got Monday Night Raw to talk about. Michael Cole said there was over 11,000 people in attendance in Dusseldorf, Germany. Say that 5 times fast. Javon Evans tried saying it later in the show, and he couldn't say it. Yeah, I think he said like Doofusdorf. The country is hosting Raw for the first time, and they said almost 29 years. So we see many people entering the building. World champion CM Punk, division without Braun Breaker, Javon Evans, El Grande Americano and friends, AJ Styles, and Gunther. Kicking off the show, women's tag team champions, Rio. That's what they're calling them, Rio. That's their ship name, Rio. But with that, Ripley welcomed Dusseldorf to Monday Night Raw with Rio. We talked about the win last week over Asuka and Kairi Sane, and the crowd chanted, "You deserve it." Io then said, "No one is ready for Io or Rio." And Ripley was about to issue a challenge to the locker room when they were interrupted by Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, who said that they should be getting a shot at the tag titles. Liv literally said, "I never lost the tag titles. I was a champion when I got injured and left, and I didn't lose." And like, yeah, but your partner there did. I think Bayley says that when she comes out next. Because her and Lyra come out next and interrupt. Excuse me. Bayley comes out with Lyra Valkyria. Bayley paused for the crowd to, "Oh, Bayley, will you be my girl?" I don't know the words to it, but it's like when they have, "Will you be my girl? Oh, Bayley. Ooh, ah. Oh, I know it now. It's, ooh, Bayley. Ooh, ah. I want to know. Will you be my girl?" That's what it is. So she pauses. She goes, "Sing for me. Oh, Bayley, will you be my girl?" That's what it is. That's what it is. I want to know. Anyways, Bayley and Lyra get in the ring. Bayley said that Morgan may not have lost her title, but Perez did. Plus, Bayley beat Perez a few weeks ago, so she should be higher up on the totem pole. Sky then yelled at everybody in Japanese until Asuka and Kairi would appear and attack out of nowhere. They attack Sky and Ripley from behind, yank them from the ring. The remaining 2 teams just brawl. And there we go. That sets up a 3-way for later on for a shot at the women's tag titles at Saturday night's main event. Jackie Redmond's in the back interviewing AJ Styles about his upcoming match with Gunther. Styles learned early in his career that this business was all about respect. Respect for the ring, your fellow wrestlers, and those who came before you. Gunther doesn't respect John Cena. Gunther disrespected Cena week after week after week. And Styles smacked him because Cena can't no more. He said, quote, "In fact, I'm going to make you tap like a little bitch." So there we go. AJ laying down the tough words. Sergio says, "I'm trying to help you out." Help me out for what? "I do not need this no more." Okay. What are you trying to think? You don't like watching WWE? Cool, then don't watch. I do like watching WWE. So I'm going to continue to watch. Not sure why you're trying to persuade me to do something or to not do something I thoroughly enjoy. Something I love doing, watching WWE. It's like, never mind. I don't know anything about you, so I can't make a comparison. So this is when they tell us they're going to be the number one contender match later with the three teams, Morgan and Perez, Asuka and Kyrie, and Bayley and Lyra. Then Finn's in the clubhouse playing video games, and Liv and Perez walk in, and Balor's all just chilling, whatever. And Liv's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm playing a game. What do you think?" She goes, "No, like you're never what? You're never doing anything." She basically tells him you're never doing anything productive. She's like Roxy and I, we're trying to go for the tag titles. We're trying to be champions. Raquel, she's making a name for herself right now, going after Stephanie and trying to become the women's world champion. And what are you doing? You're just back here playing video games? Like, really? Maybe you need to start doing something. The Judgment Day needs to all be draped in gold. And her and Roxanne walk off, and Finn's just like, just wait. Just watch what happens. Watch me. Watch me. So then we had Javon Evans versus Bravo Americano. This is a good showcase match for Javon. Grande attacked Evans after Ryo distracted him. Evans fought back against everybody and hit Bravo with a leaping dive and a nice running need for a 2. Bravo responded with an airplane spin, which, Cole noted, looked familiar. I don't know what he was talking about there with the airplane spin. Oh, wait. Oh, now that I think about it. That's right, because Bravo is freaking Tyler Bate, and Tyler Bate does the airplane spin. I'm an idiot for not putting 2 and 2 together in the moment. Bravo only went to the top, but Evans brought him down with an avalanche Spanish fly. He followed this up the OG cutter and pinned him a 1, 2, 3. After the match, El Grande attacks Evans and chucks him over the announce desk. Evans then reemerges atop the barricade. They tried to swarm him, but he leapt right over the desk and escaped through the ring and up the aisleway. It was a 6-minute match. It was a solid match for Javon. Wasn't the last time we saw Javon tonight. So, it was cool. Paul Heyman approaches Adam Pearce in the back. Pearce is just like, "Where's Braun?" And Heyman's like, "I ain't here yet." He's like, "Well, you know what? When he gets here, you better make sure he doesn't do anything to screw anything up tonight. Tonight, I'm not playing, and it ain't the night." He's like, "I'm not in the mood, and I won't tolerate anything." And Heyman's like, "Okay, message received. I'll let him know." Then we get this bullshit. Former World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso is relegated to nothing more than a meme. Yes, you heard me. He is nothing more than a meme. We go to commercial break, and all of a sudden we hear, "Oh, so bum, 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 yeah!" And Jey Uso comes out by himself, no Jimmy, and he walks down into the crowd, and he's just like, "Hey, what's up? You know what? I got 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. Hey, run it back. Yeet. Day one. They just yeet for a minute and a half. Then he walks back up, goes to leave through the concession area, looks in the camera and goes, "You know what that was? That was a warning shot." And I said, "Warning shot? For what? All you said was 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet." How's that a warning shot at all? Dude, you're afraid to fight Otis and Tozawa. Come on, guy. Jey Uso won the Rumble last year and the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. And he's been relegated to nothing more than a meme. The same thing that I worry for frickin' Joe Hendry. I think Joe Hendry's going to be nothing more than, "Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry." That's always going to be. Like, they're pairing him up with R-Truth already and all that bullshit. Like, no, come on. I hope not, because Joe Hendry is freaking amazing. And Jey Uso's freaking great, too. But to relegate him to just eat, entrance, entrance, I don't know. Speaking of champions, go from tag champion to world heavyweight champion, CM Punk. Punk comes down and he said he would never grow tired of being the world champion. He planned on being champion forever. He didn't say it like that, but whenever I see the word forever, all I can think of is the Sandlot. Forever. Fucking squints. Anyways, he knew that we're on the road to WrestleMania and anything can happen. Go ask Cody Rhodes. But the fans were behind him. Punk felt like he could do the impossible as long as he's got the support. Before WrestleMania, there's, the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber. 2 opportunities to call your shot on the road to WrestleMania and get to him. He survived a battle with Braun Breaker last week and also the Vision who were behind him. Is it with the fans' support? He looked forward to finding other guys who he could face as his next challenger. Punk thanked the fans and was about to leave when he was interrupted by Finn Balor. Balor kind of sauntered down to the ring, kind of took his time and was just like, whatever, I'm cool. Yeah, this was weird. And Balor's like, you know what? I'm not waiting to the Rumble. I'm not waiting to the Chamber. You want a challenger? I don't want a handout, but I'll just take a shot. And he did recall Punk mentioning his name as a potential challenger after he won the title. Punk said, I did mention you by name, but I mentioned a long list of wrestlers. Punk saw Balor playing video games and was preoccupied and said, all right, if we do this, am I facing Finn Balor or am I facing Finn Balor and the Judgment Day? Like, what's going on? I already just had to face Braun in the Vision. I don't need this again. And basically, Punk acknowledged that he was a fan of Balor's. And he also wanted to be a fighting champion. So he's like, hey, go get your boots on. I'll put mine on. We'll do this tonight. The crowd cheered as they thought they were getting a world title match tonight. Balor smiled. Punk thought that was an exception, like accepting the match. And Balor's like, you know, I've learned a lot in my time here, from Ireland to Japan to NXT and here to Monday Night Raw. And I know timing is everything and tonight's not the right time. He said, anyone who watched my career knew that the line, and I've also learned that I don't wait in line because everybody knows that I am the line. And I'm like, I hate that. I hate that, no pun intended, line for guys that haven't done shit. Finn hasn't even had like a singles win since September, I think. I don't even know when his last singles match was. So yeah, that's a whole thing. Basically, he said, I want the advantage. We're not in my hometown next week, but my country. When we go to Belfast, Ireland, I want to fight you for the title. And correct me if I'm wrong, chat. They never officially announced the match. Michael Cole was just like, I hope Adam Pearce makes this official. Punk accepted it. But yeah. Did they ever actually officially announce that we're getting the title match next week? Or is it just implied? I'm going to go check WWE.com really fast. CM Punk to give Finn Balor a world title match. Let's see. Becky and Maxine next week. Let's go here. Let's do this. Excuse me. Let's go WWE news and info. Yeah, see, there's no graphic on the website that says it's next week. I assume it's next week. But the only graphic on WWE's website for next week, Becky will defend the Intercontinental Championship against Maxine. That's interesting. They still haven't made it official. You know what I mean? Huh. Weird. So we had the triple threat number one contenders match. It was the triple threat where it was all 3 women in the ring at one time. The teams brawled outside with Sane wiping everybody out with an insane elbow off the top. The 2 heel teams then took turns on the offense during the break until Valkyria made the hot tag following a break. Valkyria gave Perez an enziguri for her 2. Bayley hit Asuka with a back suplex, preventing Asuka from going after Valkyria from behind. Everybody minus Asuka. Then it did a big stack up powerbomb out of the corner, with Sane getting the worst of it. Asuka wasn't pleased here, so she hit Perez with a German suplex before hitting Bayley and Valkyria simultaneously with a double German suplex. Asuka then held down Valkyria so Sane could hit an insane elbow, but the referee did not count the fall because Sane wasn't the legal competitor. Coming down towards the finish of the match, everybody traded big moves until Valkyria caught Sane as she attempted a flying crossbody. Valkyria hit a backbreaker, and Bayley followed this up with a flying elbow drop, but Asuka broke up the pin. Perez then hit Bayley with the pop rocks, and Sane broke up the cover. Sane then chucked Perez from the ring, but Morgan flew in and hit Sane with an Oblivion and pinned her. Win the match and a shot at the tag titles at Saturday night's main event. I think this should be a really good match. Rhea and Io versus Liv and Roxanne for the tag titles. I think that should be really good. Becky Lynch then cut a pre-tape promo. She said she wasn't happy that mediocre Maxine is already getting a rematch next week. Well, it took her almost 2 months to get hers. That is kind of weird, but okay. She claimed corruption from Power Mad Pierce, but was confident that she would retain the title next week in Belfast. Dupree would have to say goodbye to the big time. Byron Saxton then interviewed Javon Evans during a commercial. He said he was happy to get his first win on Raw since becoming an official member of the roster. He said he's very excited to be in Europe for the first time, getting all these big opportunities with WWE. And yeah, this guy came across as a just very genuine, I'm excited, happy, and fortunate to be here. Like, this came off so just real. It was great. It wasn't like super promo, super rehearsed, super contrived or anything. It was just like, hey, go out there, Byron's going to ask you a question, and give him a genuine, real response. And he was just like, man, Byron, this is just so cool. Yeah, I got my first win on Raw. How's that? That's awesome. I'm here in Europe for the first time. Like, life can't be better is basically what it was. Jackie Redmond then interviewed Maxine Dupree. Dupree was disappointed that she lost the title, but said she was going to prove to everyone that she belongs. She turned to Otis and Tozawa and said that she became champion because she believed in herself and wanted to see the same out of them because she knows what they're capable of. Dupree then turned her attention to Becky and cut such a bad promo. She was just like, Becky, don't let me catch your ankle or I'll make you tap out. I'm like, okay. She's like, I'll break your ankle. I'm like, ugh. She ain't good acting mean. She ain't good acting mean. And plus, and I don't know who did her makeup. She had way too much makeup on. As somebody that is a professional photographer, if I was taking pictures of her, I would be like, you need to take some of that your cheeks are too red, too rosy. So Michael Cole interviewed Raquel Rodriguez up on the stage and asked her why she laid out Stephanie Vaquer last week. Well, first he said, you know, I've known you for a while since you started in NXT and I followed your whole career. And she's like getting giddy and like happy. She's like, yeah, we have known each other for a while. Huh, Michael? I'm like, you're a fucking heel. Heel it up, babe. Anyways, she says that she remembers when she was the little shy girl who waited politely for her turn for a title shot, but not anymore. Things change. People change. She's changed. She was cheated out of her title shot. And now she won't stop until she gets to Raquel herself gets her shot one-on-one with Stephanie Vaquer. I couldn't speak there for a second. She then says, and I quote, when big sexy Raquel Rodriguez stands tall, I'll be your new women's world champion. I'm like, big sexy Raquel Rodriguez? You're not Kevin Nash. You're not Diesel. Don't do this. Be original. We then get the music of Stephanie Vaquer, who hobbles on out there in the walking boot. A bunch of officials are trying to stop her. She is like talking crap to Raquel. So Raquel, well, attacks her and lays her out. Vaquer looks at the camera before that, though, and says, injury or not, this ain't going to stop me. Come get me. And that's when she was attacked. Rodriguez grabbed the title belt and slammed it across the walking boot, which actually broke the part of the metal piece off the clasp, not the clasp, but the just one of the pieces from the edge, the gold pieces. Crowd starts chanting, "You suck," and officials broke it all up. Officials broke it all up. It was fine. It was okay. I felt like Raquel was not at her best because she was coming off too, I wouldn't say nervous, but like giddy. Like Michael Cole's over here congratulating her for coming so far in her career, and she's like so wanting to say thank you, Michael, and like be like, oh yeah, it's just so great. Like you could tell, but she's just like, I gotta be a heel. I gotta be a heel. I gotta be a heel. And they showed clips of Drew McIntyre winning. They showed clips of Drew McIntyre, who had just won the WWE Championship in Glasgow, Scotland, celebrating with the title. They say that the new WWE Champion will, in fact, be on SmackDown this week. I would assume so. So, still no Jimmy. But Otis and Tozawa approached Jay backstage. Otis asked Jay for a tag title shot. Like, you're just asking? Come on, guy, earn it. And Jay was like, you sure about that? You realize what you're coming for, right? He's like, are you serious? You want a shot at the tag titles? And Otis is like, yeah, me and Tozawa. And Jay's like, I gotta talk to Jimmy about it. And then was like, warned them that they'd be standing in the ring with the greatest tag team of all time. So just know what you're coming for. And Tozawa was like, eat. So this is weird. It was just like, oh, you two, you don't. It was basically Jay going, you two haven't done shit. You don't deserve it. That's basically what it came off as. It really made them look like dweebs, geeks, nerds. Like, no, I don't want to give you a shot because what the fuck you done? Speaking of tag matches, we had Bronson Reed and Austin Theory versus Penta and Dragon Lee. Good match. And fucking crazy wild post match that was awesome. And this Braun Breaker needs to enter the Royal Rumble, destroy half of everybody, if not everybody, run through the whole damn thing, and there you go. Oh, I got it. We're gonna talk about something. I got some fantasy booking. I just thought of something. Anyway, as far as the matches go, Penta was all over Theory early. It took too much time posing, so Theory dropped him with a boot. Reed tagged in, but Penta and Dragon Lee worked together to take him down. Dragon Lee then hit a dropkick in the corner, but Reed emphatically kicked out of one. Reed then caught Dragon Lee's flying crossbody attempt and slammed him. After Dragon spilled out of the ring, Theory, who was not the legal man, decked him right in front of the referee. Dragon Lee then hit Reed with a DDT after the break, and Penta made the hot tag, hitting Theory with the backbreaker for a 2. Dragon Lee and Penta then handed out super kicks to everybody, including Logan Paul, who was at ringside. Dragon Lee then wiped out Logan and Theory with a flip dive. At one point, Dragon Lee posed outside the ring when Braun Breaker would just down the freaking rampway, spear Dragon Lee right out of his boots, basically, and cause a DQ. The Division didn't fucking care. Penta then called for Braun to get in the ring, so Braun jumped in and speared his ass too. Made him look like a geek. Braun Breaker was about to kill Dragon Lee with another running spear on the outside, but suddenly Adam Pearce got in his face. Pearce admonished Braun Breaker. Reed laid out Penta with a tsunami in the background, just back there, whatever. And Pearce then hopped into the ring and got in Reed's face. But that allowed Braun to spear Dragon Lee. Pearce then flung Braun around his shoulder and told him that he was sick of his shit. So remember that. Pearce touched Braun first. Braun then got mad, like, can't control my anger mad. Aggressively grabbed Adam Pearce and shoved him into the corner. Braun started screaming in Adam Pearce's face as the rest of the Division, Austin Theory, Logan Paul, they're grabbing Braun, holding him back, trying to pull him out of the corner, out of Adam Pearce's face. And this was just great. This was great. Pearce then yelled at Heyman and the Vision and said, you need to get him out of here now. So after the break, the medical staff, they checked on Penta and Dragon Lee. Juwan Evans just randomly just shows up in the trainer's room and goes, hey, you guys cool? You ever need backup? I got you. They're like, thanks, man. Yeah, thanks. And then we see Braun Breaker walking off. He's walking through the back, and Adam Pearce shows up. He's like, hey, you, stop. I'm talking to you. You're going to listen to me. And like, he goes down there, and he stops Braun, right? And he's like, you know what? I'm tired of this shit. I'm not playing these games anymore. He's yelling at Braun Breaker. Adam Pearce was phenomenal here. And he's like, you want to act like this? You want to think you're in control and you do whatever the hell you want? No. As of right now, you are suspended. And him and Braun are nose to nose. And he's like, indefinitely. And they're freaking nose to nose. Braun's fuming. Reed shows up and pulls Braun away. And Heyman's just like, worst decision ever. And Pierce is like, yeah, Braun did make the worst decision ever. And he's like, no, you did, Mr. Pierce. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, let's just say you put your hands on Braun first. And so they go to commentary, Michael Cole and Wade Barrett. And Michael Cole's just like, you know what, Wade? Heyman's not wrong. And any lawyer would hate to have to go up against Paul Heyman in this situation because he's not wrong. Basically saying the authority figure put his hands on the wrestler first, and the wrestler was defending himself. Braun was only defending himself, is what you could play there. Now, here's my thing. I think this unhinged, crazy, can't control my aggression Braun Breaker is freaking great. I think his suspension should be up at the Royal Rumble with one caveat. You want to be unsuspended for the Royal Rumble? Sure. You got to start number one. Braun Breaker starts number one and runs the gamut. Goes through everybody. Doesn't get every elimination, but gets at least like 15. Gets at least half. Right? Runs through everybody. Eliminates all the big names, the big guys, everything like that. And wins it. Goes on to WrestleMania. Challenges CM Punk. And that's where he wins the belt. I think that's what they should do. I think they should have Braun Breaker just become this monster in the Royal Rumble. Just destroy people. Spear someone so hard that they fly over the top rope and get eliminated. And go from there. That's my fantasy booking, if you would say. So we got a very dumb WrestleMania commercial that we've seen on social media already. Triple H is in his office and they're like, oh, Mr. Triple H, check your emails. And it's all these emails from Peyton Manning and John Bernthal and Pete Davidson, Eric Andre, IShow Speed, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Lil Yachty, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, Tony Hinchcliffe, Cam Scatteraboo, and Travis Barker, all pitching ideas to be involved in WrestleMania. And Triple H is all stressed out and he's just like, tell him not to email me anymore. No text or calls either, or something like that. I can't do this. So right before the main event, Jackie Redmond interviews Gunther. He called Styles disrespectful for smacking him across the face. He said it was disrespectful to do that to the best wrestler in this company, and disrespectful to do that to the man who made John Cena tap out like a little bitch. He said, if Gunther can do that to a so-called greatest of all time, Styles better be worried on what happens to him. So Styles comes out for the match with Gunther, and he's all over Gunther early. He targeted Gunther's leg with a series of kicks. Gunther slammed Styles on the apron, but Styles fought back with a sliding knee. Gunther then cut Styles off with a clothesline in the ring, but Styles kept fighting back. Gunther held control through a break and continued with some chops following that break. Styles at one point avoided a clothesline and hit a Pele kick. Styles applied the calf crusher, but Gunther got to the ropes to break it. Styles then went to the apron and hit a forearm, but he slipped. Gunther then chopped him. Styles then hit a springboard somersault leg drop to the leg of Gunther for a 2. They traded strikes and chops until Styles applied the calf crusher again, but Gunther escaped by smashing Styles' head against the mat. Styles then suddenly let go after he applied another calf crusher and was like, ref, what's going on? He tapped. And the ref's like, what? He's like, yeah, he tapped. Right here. He tapped, ref. He tapped. And the ref's like, I didn't see it. What are you talking about? And AJ's like, I won. And he's like, no. And like the ring announcer's like, what's going on? And so the referee goes over and goes like, the match is still on. The match is still on. But as the referee, for some reason, goes over to talk to the ring announcer, AJ goes back over to the Gunther. Boom, low blow. Hits with a powerbomb and just pins him. 1, 2, 3. Excellent match with a shitty ass finish. That's all I gotta say. Like I have no words. Excellent match with a shitty ass finish. And with that, guys, that was Monday Night Raw. A really good episode of Monday Night Raw. With that, you know what I thought of the show. Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of that show as we go and check the polls. As far as the Threads poll does go, 57% liked the show, 32% thought it was just all right, and 11% didn't like it. Looking at the Twitter poll, dang, 90% liked the show, 9% thought it was just all right. Well, 10%. It was like 99 point something. Looking at the community poll, 81% liked the show, 11% thought it was just all right, and 8% didn't like it. And finally, 80% liked the show, 14% thought it was just all right, and 6% didn't like it, as far as the live poll does go. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With that, we'll be back live on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite Maximum Carnage. We got a world title on that show. So with that, have a great night, and I'll see you next time.